Hello everyone, this is Teoh for E23, and I'm joined today in the studios by the lovely Gleason and Leah Huskey, who will be performing, directing and performing in the MU Theater's upcoming The Laramie Project, which will be opening this Wednesday at Rhinesburger Theater at 7:30. Kat and Leah, would you like to introduce yourselves a little bit? Give a little background to our viewers.
Sure. My name is Kat Gleason, and I'm the director and co-scenic designer for the Laramie Project, and I am faculty in the theater department. I teach things like movement and theater criticism in the J School and a bunch of other things, but I'm also a director, and I've been wanting to do this show for a while, so here we are.
Hi, I'm Leah Huskey. I'm an actor in the Laramie Project. I'm playing Reggie Flutie, Rebecca Hilliker, Lee Fondakowski, and then some other little parts. I'm a theater major at Mizzou. I'm a sophomore. Also, always wanted to do this show, so very excited to be a part of it.
Both of you mentioned that you've always wanted to do the show, so how did you guys first hear about the show? What was your first experience with this production?
I want to know what you say about this.
Well, I think I heard that Mizzou was going to do it this past summer, and I immediately knew that I wanted to audition for it.
So you knew the story about Matthew Shepard? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I was in graduate school when I was a TA, and one of my professors assigned the play to our students, and I had known about what happened with Matthew Shepard, but I never knew there was a play. And so it was really exciting to read the play, and it's the kind of theater that I really like to do. I'm very interested in theater for social justice and telling stories that oftentimes people don't hear. So I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I think the key thing for me recently is how few of my students knew who Matthew Shepard was, just because how old were you when Matthew Shepard died?
I was 1.
She was 1, right? So it's just, it's nearly 20 years ago, and so people are kind of forgetting who he was and why he's important to us. And so, yeah, we needed to do this play.
For those of you who are unaware, the Laramie Project is about the 1998 murder of the University of Wyoming student Matthew Shepard in the town of Laramie. And the play draws a lot of the source material from the play comes from personal interviews conducted by the people who wrote the play, with people who lived there. So, like you mentioned, like 20 years have passed since the murders. Do you feel like a lot has changed since then, or a lot of things still the same?
If you'd asked me probably 2 years ago, I think that my outlook would have been really optimistic and saying, after the Supreme Court decision about gay marriage and the way things were moving forward, I was feeling very positive. But I feel like we're living in a political climate where civil rights are deteriorating, and that there are people who are really interested in taking away civil rights from LGBTQ people, and that's another reason why I think this is really important to do now. So.
Absolutely. Leah, what do you think? I know this project has, you're playing many different characters, and that's something that's not easy as an actress. How are you able to deal with that? And how many characters are you playing actually?
I guess total I'm playing 6 characters. And all of the actors in the show play about 6 or 7 characters. Yeah, it's been really interesting. I've never been in a show where I've had to play so many different, distinct characters. So you have to think about, we have to really know your characters very well, which is our assistant director, Siomata. She does character interviews with us where we have to become the character and answer her questions, and we found out a lot about our characters in that way, and just doing research because they're real people that we're playing.
Right.
And then you have to find in yourself your own physicality and how you use your voice and how that's different for each character. So it's been really fun. It's been hard, but it's been really fun.
And Kat, with the number of characters and number of scenes in this play, that's not something that's easy to deal with as director. How do you, has there been anything interesting, anything different that you've had to do approaching this play?
Yeah, well, every play is different. But that aside, I've said a few times, this play is kind of a bear because it's 3 acts. It's there's a lot of text, there's a lot of monologues, and there are very few actual scenes, right? And drama is all about between people, and so it's sometimes very hard to kind of help actors find the emotional moment when it's just them talking to the audience every single time. So that's been difficult. It's also challenging because nearly the whole play, 10 people are on stage the whole time. So yeah, so we're working with, there's a few points where people are off stage, but mostly everyone's on stage the whole time because it's about the Tectonic Theater Project, who was the company who went and interviewed these people. And so they're always present telling the story because it's really about storytelling, right? So yeah, it was challenging, but this cast is really great and they know how to, make the stage look good and help us look where we're supposed to look. And yeah, so it's been great.
All right, so this is to both of you. The Laramie Project, it's widely acclaimed. It's been staged so many times. You have, a very storied alumni with people like, I think Andrew Garfield, Darren Criss, having acted in it before. What do you think your production in particular adds? What do you think MU Theater brings that is special to this production?
Do you want to?
Well, usually the way that it's done, or it was originally done with 8 actors, and we have 10, and we kind of switched up who's playing which parts, as opposed to having in the original script, they have like the original groupings that they have, and ours is kind of switched in that way, and we have some gender swapping of some of the male roles are played by females, and we have one female role played by a male. Our whole, I think our set is very unique to our production. So those are the things that I've...
Absolutely. And I think that we have a fairly inclusive casting. The people who came to the audition, we were fortunate enough to have a number of people of color, and I was really excited to be able to cast them and use them in this production. And I think that people go a number of different ways with that, but I think it's really empowering to have a very diverse cast. So that's something that we bring to this particular production. And I'd also like to say that I think that every production of Laramie Project is personal, no matter what. So it's our production for our group. If you talk to anyone, when you talk about the alumni of this, the amazing thing about the alumni of this production is everyone who's done it in high school and had it change their minds and change their lives, right? So I think that's really important, is that how it's created in dialogue with your community in the particular historical moment in which it happens, so.
All right, do you guys have anything, any last words you want to say to our viewers? Anyone who might be on the fence, not sure they might want to spend their Wednesday night, Saturday night in the theater?
Yeah.
Well, I always think that theater, no matter what the show is, can reach you and touch you, and I think the Laramie Project is definitely one of the most powerful shows that I've ever seen and been a part of. So if you're not sure if you want to go, if you want to really, be touched by something and feel something, I would come see Laramie. And it's not just all sad. It's entertaining. There's funny moments. It's just a really excellent show. So.
Yeah, I would concur with that. I think, it's a show that just feels really present and very moving. And there's, if your idea of a good time is thinking and being engaged and moved and to laughter or tears or whatever is going on, this is the show for you. And I think it's quite beautiful. And the first time we read the play all the way through, we were all bawling. So it just, it's a very moving play.
Sounds like a wonderful time. I'll do my best to try and catch it if I'm free. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. That's all we've got for you today.